Barcelona have just defeated Celta Vigo 4-2 away from home in match week 12 of La Liga, with Real Madrid dropping points earlier today against Rayo Vallecano away from home. This is the performance that we wanted. We needed to pick up maximum points today. When the team in front of you in the league drop points, you have to capitalize, and Barcelona did that today. And Barcelona, with all the ups and downs, and mostly downs they've had up until this point of the season, with all the injuries they've had, with the football they've played, which as we know, it hasn't been great. The fact that they're only 3 points by Madrid, while having lost the Clásico, by the way. They lost the Clásico and they're still only 3 points by Madrid. Going to this third international break of the season, we should all be very pleased with that. That is a very closable gap. I mean, they're not 15 points ahead or 10 points ahead or 8 points ahead. They're only 3 points ahead. That's a very closable gap for a Madrid team, by the way, that I'm watching, and I don't think they're that impressive. So, again, I'm happy. The performance was there. The result is there. It was so much better than what we saw against Bruges on Wednesday. It was a lot better. I saw improvement. Yes, there's still some things about this team, especially with that back line, that leave me kind of uneasy. And we saw it again today with the 2 goals they conceded in the first half. They conceded 2 goals in the first half against Bruges. They conceded 3 goals overall against Bruges, but in the first half it was 2 goals. And then today again, they conceded 2 goals in the first half. It's not perfect, but it's getting better. We saw a massive difference from that team in the first half to the second half. And that is some of the best football we've played this season. I know that's crazy to say, but it is some of the best football we've played all season. So I'm happy with that. And going away to Vigo is not an easy ground. We know that, bro. We know that. I'll never forget that game with Sergio Barquan 3 years ago, the game before Xavi became the manager, where Barca were winning 3-0 and then they came back and tied it 3-3. Vigo is not an easy place to play. Last year, Barca dropped points there. This year, they get maximum points. So, and Celta Vigo, by the way, is a team that's not bad. They're not a bottom feeder in the Liga. It's not Valencia or some of these shit teams. Vigo is a good team. Celta Vigo are a good team. They're on great form right now. They're playing in the Europa League because they're a good team. So, I'm very happy with that. And like I said, with Madrid dropping points, you had to capitalize, and they did. And we saw some good things today. By the way, before we get into the match review, shout out to Kojo Mashal. He's one of my viewers. He's an aspiring musician. I'm shouting him out because I'm trying to get one of my viewers to become a big musician. So I'm going to shout you guys out. If you guys want me to shout you out, go to my community tab post and leave your stage name. I will shout you out in every video. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to pick one artist and just shout you guys out, because I'm trying to see one of my viewers make it big in music. I know music is tough. I don't know why I picked music, but I know music is tough. A lot of you guys are aspiring musicians. So leave your stage name in that community tab post and I'll shout you out. So shout out to Kojo Mashal. Follow him on Apple Music, Spotify. If this guy makes it big, we can all say we were there from the start. Isn't that cool? When he makes it big, we can all say, hey, I was there from the start. So check out Kojo Mashal on Apple Music, on Spotify. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the support. Anyway, moving on to the match review. Starting off with the lineup. When I first saw it, I thought it was good. Obviously, we saw Casal. He was originally in the starting lineup, but then he came out because I think he had a knock. I don't know what happened to Casal, but he was in the starting lineup. So it ended up being Szczesny between the posts, which we'll talk about Szczesny because I'm not very happy with him. But Szczesny between the posts, by that left back, Kuwarsi, Araujo as the 2 center backs, and then Eddie Garcia right back. A midfield trio of Fermin, Dani Olmo, and Frenkie de Jong, which, I'm not gonna lie, left me quite uneasy because we don't have a natural ball winner in the midfield. It's a very attacking and progressive midfield because we know Frenkie de Jong is a good ball carrier, and we saw today off the ball doesn't really offer much. Doesn't offer what Pedri offers. Fermin Lopez is an engine, but he's not really a guy who you can count on to do that every single possession when you don't have the ball. And Dani Olmo is kind of like a specialist. So that midfield kind of left me uneasy at first because again it was a lot of firepower going forward, but not so much defensively. But it kind of ended up working out at the end. Not really, but it did kind of work out. And then the front three of Lewandowski, who's finally back to being healthy. We'll talk about Lewa because of course he scored a hat-trick today. Rashford on the left and then Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side. First few minutes of the game, man, I thought we were playing well. I thought we were playing some good football. And then the handball came. I did not think that was a handball. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But again, I don't know what the handball rule is. I don't know what it is. I thought Tchouaméni's handball against Liverpool was a handball, and they didn't give that. I didn't think this really was a handball, and they gave it as a handball. Now, Marcos Alonso, his hand is not in a natural position. It's extended. Is it a deliberate handball? No, that's why I wouldn't call it. But again, the ball is going on target and it gets deflected. So I'm not going to sit here and act like that's a crazy call. It's kind of like a 50-50. The ref gave it as a pen. Again, if I was a ref, I probably wouldn't give it, but he gave it as a pen, so I was happy with that. I'm not going to complain. Barca this season haven't gotten a lot of penalties. They're not a team that is scoring penalties all the time. So the fact that they got that penalty, I wasn't going to complain. Marcos Alonso, keep your hand in your pocket next time, bro. Don't stick it out like that. Don't stick it out like that, and you won't get called for a handball. And also next time, by the way, don't drive drunk and kill somebody. Maybe do that next time also, Marcos Alonso, because we'll never forget about that. I'll never forget about that. You were driving drunk and you killed somebody. But anyway, moving on past that. Marcos Alonso it's a handball. It gets called. Lewandowski steps up to the spot. He converts it. It was close. I thought he missed it. He almost thought he missed it because when he celebrated, he was like, whoa, that was a relief. And it was a relief because he missed the penalty against Sevilla. And if he missed this one, I was about to say, hey, you know what? Get Grandpa off the penalties. But Grandpa converted it. It was a good pen. 1-0. Happy days. I was really, really happy. Then Barcelona have a clear chance to make it 2-0. I think it's Lamine Yamal from deep, a Messi-esque pass, plays this beautiful ball to Marcus Rashford in behind. Marcus Rashford making a great run. And by the way, Rashford makes a lot of good runs. People just don't find him. They just don't play the pass. But Marcus Rashford, if you look at him, he makes a lot of good runs throughout the game. This time, he actually gets the pass played to him, and he's one-on-one. He's a professional footballer, one-on-one with the keeper. Marcus Rashford, you should be scoring that. You have to score that. I'm not happy that Rashford missed that. And he misses it, and it directly leads to a counterattack that leads to the first goal for Celta Vigo. And look, the press there wasn't terrible. Yes, we let Carrera carry the ball a little bit too much for my liking, but the press there wasn't terrible. We closed them down. We closed them down fairly well. But he was able to find that pass to Borja Iglesias, who was playing with his back to goal. And Borja today, his hold-up play was really, really good. It was really, really good. And then he flicks that ball behind to Carrera. And Carrera, I mean, it cuts through our whole back line. The high line is there. We're playing a high line in our own half, which, it's just, I don't understand why we keep doing it, but we did it, and then it obviously leads to a goal. The same way it happened against Bruges. It's the same goal we conceded all season. The high line, the ball gets in behind. It's a one-on-one against Szczesny. And Szczesny, man, you might as well have a snowman in there, because the fuck is Szczesny doing for that? I mean, these are shots that are not easy to save. Obviously, I'm not a professional goalkeeper, so I'll never claim to be able to save those shots. I mean, I will never be that stupid to say that. But when you're a professional goalkeeper, you should be doing better. At least do something, bro. At least do something. But, again, it goes into the back of the net. It was 1-1. I'm not going to lie, guys. When that goal went in, I was in a really, really bad mood. I was in a very bad mood. Because after that goal, we were barely able to keep the ball. We weren't really keeping the ball at all. It was hard for us to keep the ball. It was kind of like a basketball game, back and forth. And every time Celta Vigo had the ball, I was kind of shitting my pants. But then, we got the second goal. It was a really, really good goal. Marcus Rashford, a beautiful pass. He gets the ball on the left-hand side of a pass from Balde. Nobody's really closing him down. He gets space to just pick out a pass. And when you give Rashford space to pick out a pass, we saw his assist that he played, I think, to Rafinha against Valencia a couple months ago. We saw it again today. On that left-hand side, he can pick out those balls into the box. And that was a great pass to Lewandowski. And a really, really good finish from Lewa as well. The awareness from Lewa to make that run. And that ball, man, that's a great pass from Rashford. There's not a lot of space there to get that ball in. Because the goalkeeper can close it down if he reads it. He doesn't read it. Rashford plays that ball. It's a great finish from Lewa. And at that point, it was 2-1. And again, happy days, man. It's 2-1. We're back. And then it's not happy days because we concede once again. Frankie de Jong leaves his man on. It's down the right-hand side. Balde could be doing better there. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Balde could be doing better there. He lets his man get behind him once again. The same way it happened against Bruges. Then it's down the right-hand side, and obviously, like that pass, or like I said, Frankie de Jong keeps him on. It seemed like Frankie in that first half was kind of going against the offside trap. He was kind of playing like a sweeper role. Did you guys notice that? Was that just me? It seemed like he was deliberately not trying to play the high line. He was trying to just like sweep the balls. So he wasn't kind of like, moving forward when the balls were being played. He was kind of staying back and trying to sweep. It was kind of weird. But anyway, Frankie makes a mistake there off the ball. It's obviously Borja Iglesias plays that ball. Yeah, Borja Iglesias plays that ball into the... No, it was Borja who scored the goal, sorry. It was Jutgla. It was Jutgla, former Barca player, who obviously plays that ball, and then Borja Iglesias scores it. A really, really good shot. Obviously, nobody's marking him. I mean, there's like one Vigo player in the box. There's 4 Barca defenders defending that one guy, and then there's that one guy making the trailing run, Borja Iglesias, and nobody closes him down. Nobody closes him down. He just gets he kind of gets into the edge of the box free, shoots it. It's into the back of the net. Szczesny again could be doing better for that. He could be doing better for that. I'm not gonna lie, guys. He could be doing better. That shot was kind of like middle, bro. It's not a hard shot to save. A good goalkeeper can save that shot, and I think Szczesny's good, but he should be saving that. So anyway, it was a good ball from Jutgla, I'm not gonna lie, and it was a good finish from Borja, but still, Szczesny to me could be doing better there. And at that point, it was 2-2, and bro, it was the same thing against Bruges. I was getting flashbacks from Bruges, except this time we scored and then they scored. Against Bruges, it was they scored and then we scored. This time it was the opposite. Every time we scored, they just found a way to score right away. And our eye-line was just looking really, really vulnerable in that first half, like it has throughout the whole season. But then, luckily, right before halftime, we got a goal from Lamine Yamal. It was a great... Rashford gets into the box, he plays across, it takes a deflection, obviously, so he doesn't get the assist, and it falls to Lamine Yamal. And the Celta Vigo keeper could be doing better there, because the ball, it's a shot to the near post. He doesn't do better. Lamine Yamal converts, he points to the badge, he's here to stay. We love Lamine Yamal, man. Today, I thought in the first half, I thought he played a great first half. In the second half, he was a little bit more quiet, but in the first half, he was pressing so well, winning the ball back. He was so active. I really like what I saw from Lamine Yamal in that first half. I like what I saw from the team overall, man. I don't think Barca played a bad first half. I actually think the scoreline, it was fair in the first half. We were the better team in the first half. Yes, Vigo got 2 goals, but that was only 2 chances of the game. We were the team creating chances. There was that one chance, if you guys remember, where, Rashford shot the ball and hit the post, and then Lewa had a chance and he got saved. We had our chances in the first half. Rashford, obviously the one that I mentioned earlier, where, it led to the counterattack for the first goal. We were the better team in the first half, but again, those vulnerabilities of the high line were still there. So I was just like, I hope Hansi Flick changes something in the second half, because if he doesn't, Vigo were finding, like, they had a good game plan. Borja Iglesias was playing with his back to goal, and they were just making those third man runs every single time. So Borja would play with his back to goal, he would pass it to like a midfielder or somebody, and then somebody would be making a running behind trying to beat the high line, and it was working at times. It was making the back line uncomfortable. But like I said, I think after that goal, right before halftime, which Barca needed, going into the half, it made us a lot more comfortable. And in the second half, man, I mean, we saw it for the first 10 minutes. Celta Vigo couldn't take the ball off Barca. We're playing some great football. It was really, really good football. The high line is not vulnerable when you don't have the when you have the ball. When you have the ball, you don't have to worry about the high line or defending because you have the ball. It's like you can't be called corny for anything you do in your room by yourself. You know what I mean? Because you're in your room by yourself. Whatever you do in your room by yourself, nobody else knows about it. So you can literally do whatever you want. Even if it's the cringiest, corny shit ever, you can sing, you can do whatever you want. And no one can ever call you corny because, again, nobody can ever see what you're doing. It's the same thing. It's the best way I can put it. I know it's kind of like a weird analogy, but it's the same thing with the high line. When you have the ball, you don't have to worry about the high line because you have the ball. So us keeping the ball, it was our best form of defense because, again, when you have the ball, they can't attack you. Like I said, it's the same thing as doing shit in your room. Nobody can ever call you corny for what you do in your room by yourself because you're in your room by yourself. It's the same thing with the high line. You have the ball, the high line's not an issue. So I thought we did a good job there. And I thought, obviously, that Lewa obviously scored the fourth goal of the game off a corner, a cross from Rashford, which, by the way, man, what is that? Rashford's like fourth assist from a corner this season. And I'm not going to give Rashford credit for that cross. I'm not going to lie to you guys because Lewandowski is amazing there. I mean, that finish, bro, this is why, like, he provides something so much more, so different to Ferran in the sense that he could just finish whatever, bro. We saw when he came off the bench against Oviedo in that header that they scored. We're seeing it today. He's not even looking at the fucking goal, bro. He's not even looking at the goal, and it somehow goes into the back of the net. That is as good a header as I've seen in a long time watching football. That is an insane header. The degree of difficulty on that header is fucking crazy. So I was super happy that Lewa got that goal. He made it a hat-trick today, which, coming back from injury and getting a hat-trick is huge. And we're seeing it, man. Once this team gets healthy, once we get Rafinha back and Lewandowski's back and we get our players back and Pedri's back, I think it's something that we can really, I'm seeing this team. We're not dead. Do I think we're one of the best teams in Europe like we were last year? No, but we're not dead once our players come back. So, again, there's some things that we got to change, but I was happy with that. I think that one thing that I want to say as well, obviously Frankie de Jong got a red card towards the end of that game, which I'm not very happy about because that means he's going to miss the game after the international break against Athletic Club. And without Pedri and we'll see what Casado's status is. Flick doesn't seem to want to play Bernal. He came in today with literally 30 seconds in the game. That's not great. That kind of left me a little bit uneasy to end the game, but again, we'll deal with that when it comes. I do want to say that I think Flick made subs far too late in this game. I think the players, obviously, while they were playing well, the second half was great. I don't think Flick wanted to tinker with anything because he liked what he saw. I do think that the subs came in far too late. And what's the point of bringing in Ferran in the 86th minute? What's the point of bringing in Bernal in the 95th minute when the game is done? You literally brought in Bernal with 95:30 on the clock, and they gave 6 minutes of extra time, of added time. What is the point of bringing in Bernal? Bringing in Christensen and bringing in Gerard Martin that late, I don't see the point in that. But again, I think Flick, sometimes, yes, his substitutions sometimes piss me off. And Bernal, did he tear his ACL or did he get shot in the neck and we just didn't hear about it? Did Bernal get shot? Did he get sniped or something? There's no way Bernal is not, he can't get at least a whole half to play. And hopefully we see it after the international break. We'll see how the injuries, obviously, how these players are recovering. But hopefully after the international break, Bernal can get a full 45 or a 90, man, hopefully, because, what the fuck, bro? Like I said, did he tear his ACL last August or did he get shot in the neck 2 days ago? Because he should be playing more. But anyway, now let's talk about some of the players individually. Szczesny, he's got to be better. Joan Garcia, we're missing him massively. We're missing Joan Garcia massively. Yes, we miss Rafinha. Yes, we miss Pedri. With the high line, one thing that you can't do is really have any margin for error. And when you have a goalkeeper who can't bail you out, it's not great. It's not the best. It's annoying because, like I said, with the high line, the degree of the margin you have for error is very slim. It's basically non-existent. One mistake, and we saw it today, can leave a player one-on-one. And now when you're one-on-one, you expect your keeper to at least do something and, kind of bail you out. Like we see multiple times with Courtois, how he bails out Madrid, or how Donnarumma has bailed out Man City since he got there, or how, Raya sometimes bails out Arsenal, or Alisson when he's at Liverpool. We don't have that. And with Joan Garcia, we had that. We saw it in the first few games that he played. So we need Joan Garcia back. The back line, overall, I thought they played well. I thought Eddie Garcia did a really, really good job at right back, playing with that mask. I thought he did a really, really good job. Going forward, he wasn't a crazy threat, but I thought defensively, he was very solid. Like I said, Celta Vigo in the second half didn't do anything. They didn't have a single shot or a single clear chance. And the two center backs, Cubarsi and Araujo. Cubarsi got a yellow card for something he shouldn't have got a yellow card for. Araujo, I thought he was good today. I mean, I thought he was good dealing with the Celta Vigo players and their front line and their physicality. I thought he played a good game. Araujo on the ball, he's still gonna make us all a little bit uncomfortable because he's not great on the ball. But I thought defensively today he had a really good game. And Balde, Balde defensively, I think he's been better at times, but I think today going forward he showed a lot, and he showed a lot of fight. And a lot of fight. What the fuck does that mean? I thought Balde today showed a lot of good things going forward. What the fuck does fight mean? What does that even mean? I thought he showed a lot of good things going forward. Had a couple good link-up plays with Rashford, and also a couple times where he kind of got more into the center of the park and tried to make some things happen. So I didn't think Balde played bad. The midfielders, man, Frankie de Jong didn't have his best game off the ball. It was because Celta Vigo were pushing Araujo out wide, so it was leaving Frankie to defend in space as a center back. And obviously, that's not his strength. I mean, we know that's not Frankie de Jong's strength. His strength is not off the ball. So I thought today off the ball he kind of had a disaster class. Not a disaster class, but he wasn't great. But on the ball he was amazing. He was our best player on the ball by far. He was disgusting on the ball. I mean, he does not lose the ball. And the way he can recycle possession, I wish sometimes he would try riskier passes because he does have the ability to, make those passes. Frankie de Jong is a good passer, and I see sometimes when making runs, I wish he could try that riskier pass. But again, I understand why he doesn't want to risk it because if you lose the ball in that position, you can be left vulnerable. We know how Barca are so vulnerable in the counterattack. So again, I wish Frankie would try some riskier passes, but I thought today off the ball wasn't great, but on the ball he was really, really good. The two other guys, Fermin, I thought he had a decent game. Nothing crazy, didn't score or assist, but I thought he was good off the ball. Obviously pressing, I thought his pressing was good actually today, and had the shot which led to the handball, which led to Barca's first goal. So obviously had an involvement for the goal, didn't score or assist, but still had an involvement in winning that pen. So I wasn't upset at all by the way that Fermin played. Olmo, look, people are going to think Olmo played a bad game. I don't think it was a bad game from Olmo at all. I thought he actually played a decent game. I thought, he was in this new role where he wasn't as close to the final third. He was more playing he was more helping out Frankie in the build-up because Fermin was out of the two of them, he was the one playing further up, more closer to the goal into the final third. So I thought Olmo today, actually in this new role, which is not something that he's used to, I thought he showed some flashes, but again, he loses the ball too much for me, and again, I'm missing that it factor. It's the same thing I see with Florian Wirtz. I think Florian Wirtz has been good for Liverpool, but I'm still missing that last thing, And obviously, Barca didn't pay 150 million for Olmo, but they paid 60 million, which for Barca might as well be 115 million. I mean, it's a lot of money for Barca. So I'm still missing that last thing from Olmo, but I thought today, people are going to think he was shit. I don't think he was bad at all. I don't think he was terrible. It wasn't his best game, obviously. It wasn't a vintage Olmo performance like it was last season, earlier in the year, but I thought today he was actually good. And then the front three, Lewandowski gets a hat trick. What can we say about him, man? A fucking hat trick is insane. You get a 10 out of 10 from me. That's insane. And the finishes he had, I mean, especially for that third goal, that's a crazy finish. Rashford, I thought he was good. I mean, had 2 assists today. 2 assists in a game. It's crazy. The assist he had to Lewa. He played some good passes, man. I thought he was pressing better today. I saw a tweet talking about how real Barca fans understand that Marcus Rashford, I mean, he's not fooling us with all this production because we know he's not a Barca player. And I was like, bro, you guys are so fucking ungrateful, man. This team would be nowhere this year if it wasn't for Marcus Rashford, his production and his output. Look at the GA he's putting up. We will not be as good as we are this season without Rashford. And you guys are still fucking complaining and saying he's not a real Barca player and get him gone in the winter. What are we doing here, bro? Like, what the fuck are we doing? I actually thought Rashford played well today. Lamine Yamal, like I said, I thought he had a really, really good game. Had a goal in the first half. I thought he was pressing well, was really, really active. He still doesn't look 100% to me, but he's looking better. So, overall, I can't be mad about that, man. I cannot be mad about that at all. I'm very happy with the performance. Yes, it ended up being 1-1 and then 2-2, but then Barca got the 3-2 and the 4-2 and it ended up being a comfortable win at the end because the second half was calm. It was dominant from Barcelona, so I'm happy. I can't complain. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. For the best graphics in the game, check out the final thread. The link is in the description. And yeah, man, I love every single one of you guys. The international break is coming up, so we'll see what videos I can come up with then. But for now, that's all for me, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.